Good morning, everyone. And happy Mother's Day. I am Audrey Gale Hall, membership coordinator here at Emerson Unitarian Universalist Church in Houston, Texas. Our beloved community of faith, reason, and affection welcomes all to grow in mind and spirit as together we build a better world. If you're joining us for the first time this morning, we extend a special welcome to you and invite you to fill out our visitor card. That's the yellow card in the pews or on the table where you walked in, to give us more information about you and so that you can receive updates from me and our communications coordinator, Ale, about church activities. Again, welcome to all. We are a church in many places. Some of us are here in the pews, and some are joining us on YouTube from home or wherever we might be. And our world is a really different one than it was in early 2020. Our worship services have changed accordingly. We're giving people choices in the pews as to the distance between families and whether or not they would like to continue masking. We've put a few offering baskets at the front and back of the sanctuary. It's in the back at the center and on the front on the sides, which you can use during the service instead of passing the plate. And for those of us in the sanctuary this morning, let's take a moment to picture the dozens of friends, neighbors, and those we've never even met who are taking part in this service on YouTube, either right now or in the future, in recorded format as their schedules allow. So here's one more reminder to please switch your phone to off, to worship mode if it isn't already. Also, following the service, those of y'all in the pews who don't have immediate plans are invited to join us for coffee and snacks in the courtyard. And we'll also be having social time on Zoom for those of you joining that way. And that's a chance for you to gather in smaller groups, discuss the service, and keep each other posted on what's going on in your lives. Also, for those of y'all who are new-ish, or just haven't been to an open house with me, today is Open House Sunday. So after the service, you're welcome to meet me out in the gathering place for more information about what membership at the church means. But now it's time for our prelude, provided by the Gulf Coast Winds.
Whoever you are, Wherever you come from, wherever you find yourself on your life's journey, whichever your pronouns, whether you've walked in or rolled in or dialed in, whomever you love, you are welcome here. The chalice is the container, the space where the musicians and the listeners gather. The oil is the fuel, the hours of practice and the life experiences of everyone in the room. The wick is the instruments and vocal cords through which the music will flow. And the flame is the music which is created as if by magic. When the instruments are lifted, the breath is inhaled, and the downbeat is nodded. May this flame ignite the music within us all. Now, on this annual Music Sunday, let us rise either in body or spirit and join in singing our opening hymn, number 32, in the gray hymnal, Now Thank We All Our God. At this time, I would like to invite the newly formed Ministerial Search Committee to come forward, along with Ian. If you'll all gather right at the bottom of the stairs here.
We're excited to present to you the Ministerial Search Committee: Beth Hammer, Bill Hammonds, Ken McLeod, Chris Taylor, Zena Taylor, Judy Williams, and Deborah Wotring. He always makes an entrance. The Ministerial Search Committee is tasked with the joyful and huge job of searching for the next candidate for called and settled ministry here at Emerson UU Church. This will be a year-long process, resulting in the introduction to the congregation of a single candidate at about this time next year. After an 8-day week of preaching and getting to know the church, the members of the congregation will vote on whether to call and settle the candidate. This will require an affirmative vote in the high 90s percentage, and so it is critical the committee conducts its search with great joy, care, and integrity. I now invite all members of the congregation to rise, either in body or in spirit, to formally charge the committee. Please repeat after me. We, the members of Emerson UU Church, charge you, the members of the search committee, with the joyful and weighty task of searching for a candidate for called and settled ministry. We entrust you with this task, knowing that you will search with great care and integrity, and present to us the candidate best matched to the ministry of our entire congregation. Do you accept this charge? All right.
I would also like to thank Ian Sachs, who has done quite a bit of work getting our search committee put together, as well as Cynthia Miller and Greg Hunt, and all of you who answered the phone and engaged with the transition team and the board and everyone else. We appreciate all that you have put into this process so far. So today is Music Sunday, our annual Music Sunday, which we are doing live and in person for the first time in a few years due to the pandemic, and the first time with Julia Morsher as our music director. So this is an exciting day. We've introduced the search committee and formally charged them. We're going to have our music service. This is all about so much beauty and joy and gratitude for the musicians bringing their gifts of voices and instruments to us. And what a week we have had. It's been a tough week. We've had a troubling SCOTUS leak showing that there's a good chance to see Roe versus Wade overturned. We had a memorial service just yesterday. There are a lot of emotions going on right now. Lots of joy, lots of grief, lots of anger, lots of fear, lots to celebrate. It's also Mother's Day. What a week to have all this going on in the same week. And so I know this is tough, and I want to acknowledge the larger environment in which we are finding ourselves this week. And this is exactly what religious communities are for, to engage in the struggle to find joy and courage and hope, even in the midst of things that might anger us or cause us to fear. And so we will go forward with our annual music service and our celebration of Mother's Day, and we will find that beauty and that hope and that truth and that joy, even in the midst of everything else. And so I begin with some words from Joel Tishkin. The ancient Greek philosopher Pythagoras taught that the universe was composed entirely of numbers, and numbers corresponded to music. So the entire universe, all of reality, including us, was composed of numbers and music. The 7 planets of the ancient world each resonated a frequency out into the universe. In the Musica Universalis, or harmony of the spheres, each planet was a different note on the musical scale. Their music was not something we heard audibly, but their cosmic vibration, their resonance, could impact us all, as all music could. Pythagoreans believed that music purified and nourished our souls, keeping us spiritually healthy in the same way exercise and nutrition does for our body. I invite you to contemplate, what music do you need to purify or nourish your soul right now?
From our very first breath, we reach out. Co-regulation, not self-regulation, is in our nature. We find our cues from the sun and the moon, from each parent and caregiver. We find our place in this great turning planet by turning to one another, generation to generation. We awaken to the dawn and fall asleep at the evening's end. Our life's journey is part of something greater, something simple, something divine. A flame cannot be lit without a spark. A life cannot begin without the air. And we cannot begin to find ourselves without love. May we reach out to one another. May we offer love and nurturing care. May we join together in celebration of the interdependence of our lives. In this spirit, let us worship together.
Giving out of what is our own is a transformative act. As a community of faith, we collect an offering not for ourselves or our congregation, but to give to others as a collective action of our community and as a way to live out our shared values. So please give with a generous heart to support our May Share the Plate recipient, Plant It Forward. Plant It Forward empowers refugees to develop sustainable urban farming businesses throughout Houston that produce fresh, healthy food for our community. This organization secures land, trains and mentors farmers, and facilitates sales to local markets. Local UU churches are also teaming up to hire a coordinator for our upcoming UU The Vote effort, encouraging people across Houston to vote. In 2020, having a coordinator was really helpful, so we hope to improve on our record in this important election year. Emerson's share is $3,000, so special donations are appreciated, and you can make out any checks to Emerson UU Church. Just please remember to earmark them UU The Vote Coordinator, because during this time, 25% of our Share the Plate offerings are temporarily going to this account instead of Meals on Wheels, and any special donations need to have that earmarked note. But let's all pitch in and make this happen. So we've got 4 ways to give. You can text the number on the screen, you can go to our webpage for online giving, or you could put it in our offering basket, but you also have the option to mail a check to the church anytime.
Please find a comfortable place in your seats. Plant your feet flat on the floor if you can reach, if you will. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so, and take a deep breath in. As together we enter into a time of spoken prayer and meditation. Holy One, great mystery, you of many names or of none. Our lives are so full right now. There is much to celebrate, that we are alive, that our mothers gave birth to us, that some of us were raised by loving and nurturing mothers, both biological and adoptive, that some of us were raised by loving and nurturing grandparents or other family members, that some of us found love and nurture in other people or times in our lives, including right here in this congregation. We are thankful for the gifts of life and love. We are grateful for the ability to nurture and be nurtured. We are grateful for the gifts of beauty and of music that are given today. And there is much to grieve. We memorialized the life of one of our own just yesterday. We are disturbed and angered by the loss or coming losses of so many, to provide gender-affirming care to our young folks, for women to make medical decisions over their own bodies, for couples to plan their reproductive timing, for physicians to provide appropriate medical care. There are so many, many reasons to be angry, to be afraid. And so we reach down deep for courage, for strength, to find our voices, to find our joy, to find our laughter, to find a way to reach out to each other, to support each other, to lean on each other. We remind ourselves that members, friends, visitors alike, those in person and those online, are all part of one great community of faith. We are not alone. May it always be so. Amen, and blessed be.
Wouldn't it be great if you could take a picture of your soul? Then, when your mother wanted to brag about you, she could show people the picture and say, "Oh, that's my daughter. Doesn't she have a beautiful soul, all sparkly and many-colored and flowing all around her?" Wouldn't it be great if we walked around surrounded by our souls so that they were the first thing people saw instead of the last things? Then people would judge us by who we really are instead of how we look. Imagine no more racism, ageism, sexism, fatism, shortism, homophobia. Imagine falling in love with who a person is just by looking at them. It would be a kind of cloaking device, hiding physical faults, defects, or even perfections. I'd want it to be mandatory. Then people would work at making their souls more attractive instead of their bodies and faces. Imagine people knowing by your soul that you really need a hug. Imagine people helping each other and their souls changing colors or growing. Imagine soul gyms with exercising to get your sagging soul in shape. Imagine the long lines forming for soul lifts at churches, temples, mosques, synagogues, or nature's grand cathedrals.
What to do with beauty, or joy for that matter, in the midst of tragedy, of violence, of cruelty? What do we do with the living? Give each their due. Do not lose ourselves in any of it, but find ourselves anew. Where there is beauty, amplify it. Where beauty is hidden, reveal it. Where beauty is ruined, restore it. Where beauty is absent, create it. This will be our gift to an aching world.
Sorry, I'm a little off script. Before we go on, I wanted to recognize Mary Cochran. We actually had no sheet music for this song. She listened and wrote it all down. So I wanted to give her her props.
Spend all you have for loveliness. Buy it and never count the cost. For one holy singing hour of peace, count many a year of strife well lost. And for a breath of ecstasy, Give all you have been or could be. And now we're going to sing our closing hymn, which is number 91 in the gray hymnal, Mother of All.
This world is too beautiful to be praised by only one voice. May you have the courage to sing your part. The world is too broken to be healed by only one set of hands. May you have the courage to use your gifts. May you go in peace. Amen, and blessed be. You may be seated.